network ayosimushi akayasobya
of course
akayasobya
but also oyo mukazi omulaba nanti bayita abayivolisi laba gwemuso omukazi sente zakuli
jajibawa kubanga era abantu waliwo basobola mutaasa
ensala yaabwe kitali ekyo basifunye
katukozesa eno yasikaya tereke naye tonenya weba tukyajinga bulungi simanyi bulungi eyinza okugiboola eyinza okutagiboola ate enyongo kyagala tambula oba tegizalayo ate naye genagizalawa
Thank you, my lord. Doctor, let's proceed. We understand that your service at Mulago, you were in the capacity of civil public servant, and public service standing orders were applicable to you. We good. We good.
You asked me whether Mulago is serving as a public servant.
Yes, and bound by the public service, the laws applicable to public service.
That's right, my lord. That's right, my lord. Oh,
Harry, you may use the stool
After
if
if you want
desired.
to see.
okay. Yeah.
So please assist this court to understand that all specialists in Uganda are appointed either as associate consultants, or senior consultants.
That's right, my lord.
So in our jurisdiction here, as per the arrangement applicable in Uganda, there is no rank called forensic pathologist in the public service.
That's right, my lord.
Again, for the court to understand this thing better, by the time you retire, you had more senior people above you.
That's right, my lord.
So it is therefore not true that the system doesn't have people of your standing. Because that is what we understood you to mean when you appeared here on Wednesday.
I don't think I implied that, my lord.
But you confirm that the system, even at Mulago where you retired from, there are people who are more senior than you.
That's right, my lord.
Now, before Mulago, you worked at Kiliandongo Hospital, right?
That's right, my lord.
Other than Kiliandongo, did you work at any other health post before Mulago?
Apart from Kiriadongo and
How many
Mulago,
years at Kiliandongo?
Kiriadongo, I worked for about 7 years.
7 years, right. You used to do post-mortem examination at Kiliandongo.
That's right, my lord.
After that, Kiliandongo, it was like you were, in law, you would be like a pupil status. I don't know how you call them. You were
A medical officer.
like a medical officer, the lowest rank, beginning rank.
That's right, my lord.
Doctor, do you believe in the authenticity of post-mortem reports that you used to make as a medical at that rank?
Actually,
And you are aware that out of the many, you are the sole practitioner at Kiliandongo. Those reports were used to actually convict Ugandans in courts of law, based on your professional findings.
my lord, I don't know that.
When did you realize that what you authored in Kiliandongo was full of errors?
When Dr. Barunji went and support supervised us,
It is unfortunate that you, Dr. Zvua, authored erroneous reports the Uganda Public Service. Did you ever recall them or put it to your supervisor to recall those erroneous reports that you used to make?
my lord, it was the blind leading the blind.
What do you mean?
Uganda had no forensic pathologists at that time. We all did not know what we were doing.
I take it that you didn't recall any
Yeah.
of the.
Yeah.
Doctor, it is interesting how you want this court to believe that you were the pioneer of forensic practice in Uganda.
Yeah, the four of us were.
Incidentally, you are wrong, but then let me briefly take you there.
Okay.
But I will come to that, so let me not get diverted with opinions. In your medical practice, You are bound by the laws of Uganda.
That's right, my lord.
As a medical practitioner, you can only do that which is authorized under the laws of this country.
That's right.
Do you acknowledge that as a profession, the set legal standards way above your personal opinions or beliefs?
May I seek clarification?
Are your views or opinions superior to the set legal standards of the Republic of Uganda?
My lord, I'm bound by the medical standards, not the legal standards.
Is it, in your knowledge, doctor, isn't it that every unnatural death in Uganda is by law a disputed death that has to be investigated?
I don't know that law.
Again, the reason I'm asking you here is the CV that you told this court. I expect that you're a forensic pathologist, and this is basic. This should be basic.
Yeah,
As a forensic pathologist, are you not an investigator of death?
that is right, my lord.
So what don't you understand with the question? So do you agree with me that every unnatural death is a disputed death by law that should be investigated?
That's not right, my lord.
What is not right, Dr. Alford?
My lord, in this country, we investigate death, apparently using the Inquest Act of 1936. No, I am not aware.
So I'm correct to say it is the only principle law that the Republic of Uganda has.
The Inquest Act, yes.
You just told this court you are bound in your practice by the laws of this country.
That's right.
Okay. The purpose of post-mortem examination is to establish the cause and circumstances of death, correct?
And mechanism.
Those are circumstances.
That's
So-
not true, my lord. That's not true. There's a big difference between circumstances of death and mechanisms
So
of
your
death.
answer is that it is to establish the cause, circumstances, and
Mechanism, right.
Correct. So it is the Inquest Act that mandates you as a pathologist to investigate first the cause of death.
That's right, my lord.
You should be aware. Aren't you aware that in the Ugandan law, which you mentioned, death investigation is a matter for medical practitioners? Are you aware or not?
I think that's misleading.
Are you aware, my lord, or not?
That's the answer.
My Lord,
Dr. Mkua, this requires a simple answer. We can go into the explanation later.
Is that investigation a matter for medical practitioners or not?
yes, they are part of the investigating team. They are part of the investigating team. It's not solely for medical practitioners.
Doctor, other than medical practitioner, are you aware of any other entity or professional mandated investigate or confirm cause of death?
Oh, no. Now you're talking different things.
My question is cause of death. So
Yeah. Cause of death is for medical personnel. Cause of death is for medical personnel.
Okay, thank
yes.
you. And please, I was actually wondering where you are taking that. But it's good that you correct it. Doctor.
Yeah.
Cause of death. Now, Doctor, you are the expert before this court. I want to take you to the only law under which you operate. Let them give you section 12 of the Inquest Act. Subsection 1. I am going to request you to read it before I put questions to you.
It reads,
Objection, my lord. Person we have not a legal expert. My colleague wants to put legal texts, let him read the law and ask his questions.
My lord, I'm happy to read. I'm happy to read the law. I'm happy to read the law so that we don't. So, Dr. Mawea, you were a forensic pathologist. In fact, you raised the Inquest Act even before I did. But let me read this law and you listen. Under section 12, subsection 1, it is provided that every medical practitioner, upon receipt of directions, that was a request, shall immediately make an examination of the body with a view to determine from the examination the cause of death and to ascertain the circumstances connected with the death. Blah, blah, blah. That's the relevant portion. Right?
that's right, my Lord.
Other than this law, doctor, as an expert, are you aware of any other law in this country that prescribes the manner as who and in which manner post-mortem examinations should be conducted?
No, my Lord.
Now, we are going to begin from the simplest. This law defines medical practitioner to mean a person under section 1, a person registered or licensed to practice medicine or surgery under the Medical and Dental Practitioners Act. That you know.
That I know, my Lord.
These two colleagues that carried out the examination, Dr. Ambayo and Dr. Maremtum, it is in your knowledge that they are medical practitioners licensed in law to practice medicine and surgery, without doubt.
I have no doubts, my lord.
Use the microphone.
Yeah.
Now, the law under which you operate requires that every medical practitioner, upon receipt of a request, shall immediately make an examination of the body. What do you understand that to mean?
It means to carry out a postmortem examination
On what?
on the body.
That's the body of the dead person.
My lord, it cannot be
The
a
simple answer should be
body.
yes or no, please.
No. There cannot be a body of a live person. I mean, it's so obvious, that question here.
Well, doctor, please give assistance to this court. We are not medical people here. You are the expert here. I'm just making sure that we don't make mistakes.
Okay. Yeah,
So, the body of the dead person, right?
that's right.
Please forgive our. Now, doctor, is there any law or authority under which you, as a medical practitioner, is mandated to determine the cause of death by examining other things other than the body of the deceased?
My lord, there is no other law.
Okay. Confirm.
Just a moment. The question was, there's no other law under which a medical practitioner is
mandated to determine the cause of death other than by examining the body. I know you did, but please confirm again that you never examined the body of Henry Katanga.
I never examined the body of the late Henry Katanga.
I want you to confirm to this court that you simply examined paperwork of your colleagues and photographs and statements of third parties to arrive at your conclusions.
That's right, my lord.
Doctor, is there any law or legal authority that you can cite for this court that authorizes you as a profession to arrive at the conclusions that you did without examining the body? Either there is or there is not.
Medical practice, my lord.
Is there or
Medical
not?
practice.
Now, my lord, my question is law or authority? We shall come to medical practice. And I can assure you, I'm going to come to practice also. For now, I am dealing with the law or authority.
My Lord, that's the question, the answer of the witness. Answer for now.
So the answer is that you cannot cite any law or authority that authorizes him to arrive at the conclusion that he did, but there is practice.
Medical practice. Yes, medical practice.
Can you help this court to cite where that medical practice is qualified?
My lord, in medical practice, second opinions are paramount and they are asked for, requested for, and we give second opinions.
I want to agree with you because second opinions are also provided for under the Inquest Act. I believe you are aware, aren't you?
My Lord, I don't have the whole thing in my head.
Oh, don't worry, I'm going to help you.
Yeah.
I shall help you here. Now, Doctor, are you familiar with the process of exhumation?
Yes, I am, my Lord.
When is it done or undertaken?
Usually at the request of court during an inquest.
Perfect. And an inquest arises where there is a dispute as to the cause and circumstances of death, right?
That's right, my Lord.
As a medical practitioner, do you understand that when somebody asks for a review or second opinion, is in dispute as to the findings of the cause and circumstances of death arrived at by the first process?
My Lord, that's not right. That's not right.
Can somebody ask for a second opinion when they are in agreement of the first findings?
No, of course.
They can only do so when they are in dispute.
That's right.
Right. When this request was placed before you, and it was apparent, as you confirmed, that there was a dispute, did you undertake the process of exhumation, which is the only legitimate process in the law of Uganda to, if you can,
Oh, okay.
because I want you to understand.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Did you recommend the process of exhumation?
It was not necessary, my Lord.
Doctor, all of the doubts that you raise in your report regarding the skull bones, description of entry and exit wound, you agree with me that you would have settled your mind better if you had an opportunity to examine that skull in its real sense, physical, as opposed to literature.
That's not true. That's not true.
What is not true?
My Lord, when I went through that postmortem report,
What is not true, Doctor?
the question you've asked, yeah.
He asked about whether it is not true, but it would have been more settled in your mind if you had looked at the list. And
That's what I'm saying.
It is not true.
It's not true. I would have been settled in my mind Because when I reviewed this postmortem report, reviewed the evidence that the prosecution disclosed, I had no doubts on what had happened. And therefore, to me, an exhumation was unnecessary because I found out exactly what the problem with this case was.
And unfortunately, you have already told this court that you don't know how you arrived at your findings. So I'm not in position to again go back how exactly you
The
arrived.
witness never said.
Hmm?
He never said that. He didn't say he doesn't know how he arrived at that. He never said that. The answer was in respect to the picture.
Doctor, you see here we don't argue the record.
Yeah.
So just focus on my questions. So it is your professional opinion that exhumation and examining the skull with the doubts that you had would not have given you better conclusions.
I have no doubts, my lord. I have no doubts about my findings.
I want you to confirm that you as the doctor, you bear specific professional duties that guide the process of analysis and formulation of your conclusions.
That's right, my lord.
I'm going to cite for you a few, and please keep confirming if you know them and if you agree that those are duties that bind you. First, you bear a duty to review all data regarding the situation before you, all available data on the situation before you, before arriving at a conclusion. Is that correct?
Could you be more specific, my lord?
By data, I mean information. In other words, you as a pathologist, you must analyze the totality of the available evidence before arriving at a conclusion. You don't just pick one piece of evidence and run away with it.
That's right.
You have to consider all available evidence.
That is true.
Okay.
Relevant.
Yeah, available, relevant evidence.
Yes.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
You are also under duty to avoid what is called cognitive bias in your professional work.
That's right.
You also bear a professional duty, doctor, to apply all scientific rigor and methodological standards.
That's right, my lord.
Apply all what? Professional rigor.
All scientific rigor. I hope you don't declare me incompetent.
You have said so, my lord.
Because I realize that You are more specialized there. My lord, it is scientific rigor and methodological standards.
That's right.
By this, you are under duty to only apply reliable principles.
Very true, my lord.
Under that, my lord, he has a professional duty to apply only reliable principles. You also have a duty to state only facts and not baseless assumptions.
That's right, my lord.
You are also under professional duty to consider exculpatory evidence.
I don't understand that.
What this means is that you have a duty to consider materials, other available materials that might detract or negate the opinion that you would otherwise make.
Oh, that's right. Oh, okay.
And what this means that if you state a fact, you are also under a professional duty to state the probable factors that may negate that fact.
That's right.
Okay. Doctor, in exercising of your professional duty, you are also bound by the principle of honesty regarding limitations.
Thank you very much. I agree.
Under this principle, you are bound to indicate in your reports two things: the knowledge boundaries and also admit areas of uncertainty where they exist.
That's true, my lord.
I wrote knowledge boundaries and admit uncertainty where it exists.
That's right, my lord.
And finally, Doctor, you are under professional duty. Exercise neutrality in your testimony.
That's right, my lord.
Do you understand that duty to mean that when you appear in court, you do not appear as an advocate to prove a point, but as a neutral arbiter to provide a neutral and a biased opinion?
To say the truth. I'm here to say the truth.
I'm going to pray, my Lord, that Exhibit 128 is handed back to the witness. That one, both the hard copy and the PowerPoint. I hope I'm citing it. And both of them, the PowerPoint and the original report, the main report. Opinion 2 and opinion 3. I wrote maybe I'm citing it.
128. PowerPoint is B,
129
A and B.
and A and B. Oh, my lord,
So they had
sorry.
copies.
Defense
29.
exhibit 29.
Okay.
Okay, yes. Yes. Yeah. Yes. And B. Read B also.
B is the soft copy.
Okay, what about the report? The report itself. Is the report, you know,
Yes.
28. Yeah.
So you want 28?
And
And
29
29A.
A. Yes, my lord. Doctor, you could have them. Okay, your testimony is that you were provided with 2 box files. By the time you originated those 2 exhibits, those 2 box files were full of information. What guided your selective application of the few that you relied on?
Yeah, my lord, some of them were beyond the scope of the post-mortem examination. Some of them were beyond the scope of the circumstances I needed to establish uh, what had actually happened to the deceased.
Doctor, in the SOCO report, did you find information about more than 1 projectile recovered from the scene?
No, my lord.
You never came across it.
I came across the pistol and
I'm asking about projectile.
I didn't come
More
across.
than 1 projectile.
No.
Did you read that SOCO report? The scene of crime examination report.
I scanned through it.
You never fully read it.
I scanned through it.
My lord, can the witness be clear as to whether he fully read and understood the SOCO report?
I picked what was relevant.
You selectively picked what you wanted.
I selectively picked what was relevant to my report.
Did you find that presence of more than 1 projectile
No.
at the scene? Just a minute.
Okay.
Understand me.
Okay. It's okay.
By the way, I'm not here to just make you tired or something. So we are not adversaries. Just provide these answers. You did not find that the presence of more than 1 projectile recovered at the scene was relevant to your determination.
That's right, my lord.
You never found it.
Not more than one projectile.
So what is asking
My lord,
whether
whether presence or recovery of more than one projectile at the scene was relevant to his findings. You never found that relevant to your findings.
My lord, I can just clarify.
Specifically, sir,
Yeah.
please. Specifically, answer us specifically. These people are going to help you to clarify.
Yeah. My understanding of his question
Yes.
is that did I find information on more than one projectile? I said no. And that was very relevant to my postmortem, to the review of the postmortem.
Doctor, did you find information that the magazine as recovered at the scene had only 10 bullets?
My lord,
Did you find that?
that was irrelevant to my findings.
That was relevant.
Irrelevant to my
Irrelevant.
postmortem, yes. Yeah.
Relevant. Doctor, if you had focused, and I ask this because you say you had this report, and it is one of the relevant reports that you considered to arrive at your conclusion. If you had focused on evidence of presence of two projectiles recovered under scene, what would have that spoken to your mind as a specialist?
Objection. Objection. I think my learned colleague, there is no two projectiles in the circle. But keeping telling the witness that if you had focused on the two projectiles in the Soko report, that Soko report doesn't have two projectiles at all. Just one projectile. The two things were later introduced by Bibiana. But the Soko report, if we can read it, let him point us which paragraph talks about two projectiles. Was one recovered. And the witness has already answered. That question is misleading.
My Lord, I want to save on the time, not to go into the projectile. I can ask the doctor another way. Did you find information that the magazine was not full?
That, my lord, I didn't consider it relevant to my terms of reference.
Okay. As a forensic pathologist, if you had focused your mind the fact that the magazine had more than one missing bullet, what would that have spoken to your mind?
I would look for other wounds on the body.
Because that is not your specialized area.
That's right.
Operation of guns is not your specialized area.
That's right.
My Lord, may I request that the PowerPoint presentation be projected? In this case, just
That's right. That's right.
you generated it from the internet.
That's actually one of my teaching aids.
Did you generate it from the internet?
No, I didn't.
Where did you get that?
It's one of my teaching aids.
Do you know the type of that pistol?
No,
The make?
I don't know.
You don't know the type? You don't know the make?
No, I don't.
You never handled that pistol in the physical?
No, I never.
Proceed to the next page. What you indicate on page 3 and 4. And 4, what 4? These are also your teaching aids.
That's right, my
They are
lord.
not real case scenarios.
As you can really see here, these are teaching aids.
A simple answer would be
Yes.
way ahead of us.
Yeah. These are teaching aids. My teaching aids.
Page 3 and 4. Can you confirm to this court that what you don't carry any specialized training in that all the information and explanations that follow now from page 2, 3, 4, please go to 5, 5, 6, go to the next, 7, 8, go to 9, no, up to 8, up to 8. That is information dealing with the operation of guns. You have no practical knowledge about those aspects.
That is very wrong. The reason why all this information is, it is so that it explains the wounds that a gun shot, the characteristics of gunshot wounds. That's the background. That information is so that somebody understands this wound is caused like that. Basics, my lord. Basics.
Now, you see again, Doctor, I'm going to request you, sir, understand my question.
No, it's okay.
You realize that my question is on practical knowledge. And then you chose to answer basics. I know both terms, please.
Okay.
Can you now answer as to your expertise in the practical knowledge application of the information that you disclosed from page 2 to page 8? Do you have that practical expertise on operations of guns?
No, I don't have.
Okay. See how fair it is. You provided information in this court about the health status of the deceased.
That's right, my lord.
Do you inquire or require any information as to the medical history of the deceased in the process of you arriving at your conclusions?
No, my lord, I didn't.
You are under professional duty, as you confirmed, to review all material that. Did you would it have been helpful in your findings relating to the conclusions that you make as to his LSS status?
What I had was adequate, my lord.
Will I be correct, Doctor, to say that your opinions about the possible heresy status of the deceased was based on information read from statements of third parties?
Statements they signed, yes.
Not direct
No,
medical evidence as to their history, as to his medical history.
you're right, my lord.
Doctor, do you know who recorded those statements?
I don't know.
My lord, I'm referring to the police statements. Do you know who recorded them?
I don't know, my lord.
Is it in your knowledge that proof of content of police statements is a matter of law, not guesswork or assumptions? That's something you know or you don't know?
I don't know that one.
You didn't know that. Can excuse you for that lack of knowledge. Did you interview the makers of those statements?
No, I did not.
You did not. From where you stand, are you in a position to tell whether what is recorded in those statements is authentic or not? By authentic, I mean true or not.
No, I am not in a position.
If you made any conclusions, therefore, based on that unverifiable and proven hearsay information from third parties, can you medically defend it?
Yes, I can medically defend it.
Will you be kind enough to tell this court how you can medically defend such unverifiable information?
One simple reason that I would have no doubts. I would not have any doubts as to why these people would be lying who made these statements.
So, your position is that you are in position to tell this court that the makers of those, there is no possibility that the makers of those statements provided inaccurate information.
That's not what I said.
Lied.
That's not what I said.
Okay, what did you say? Let us understand.
I have no reason to believe why those people would be lying.
In other words, you believe that they told the truth.
That's right.
What is your medical basis for that belief? You are here as a medical doctor.
People usually tell the truth unless they have a reason for telling lies.
So as a doctor, did you exclude the possibility for telling lies in those statements?
Well, as far as the behavior was concerned, the statements were concerned, my lord, I believed them.
Lord, I will leave it at that. But please, Doctor, you said you are under duty to avoid cognitive bias.
Yeah.
What this means is that you are supposed to evaluate the entire evidence objectively, right? You are supposed to remain uninfluenced. Don't shake your head, speak. Answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, record.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, yeah.
Just use the microphone.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. You're supposed to remain uninfluenced by pressures of litigation and to stay free from premature theories. Correct?
That's right, my lord.
If an expert in your profession is found to have had cognitive bias, will his report be believable by court? Should his report be believable by court?
If that expert used three different methods, three different statements to come to that conclusion, surely would court not believe it? Using three different statements from three different people, would court not believe that? I think court would be probably convinced to believe that.
Thank you for volunteering, but I request you to answer my question. You remember my question?
Yes, yes, that's the answer I think, the best answer I can give you, sir. My lord, that's the best answer I can give you.
Doctor, this court is already having information that you were in generating your report, that he gave you guidance and you found that guidance useful in arriving at your findings. Do you think your conduct met the objective test of steering clear from cognitive bias?
I definitely stayed clear of that. My lord, my report was very technical. And in many cases, the councils did not understand it. Wherever something little they did not understand, they would consult me. So really, where is the bias? There is no bias, my lord. There is no undue influence, my lord.
Doctor, you have considered that if there is evidence of premature confirmation of premature theories, it is evidence of bias. I am reminding you that you arrived at your first report, Prosecution Exhibit 128, before the relevant information was availed to you.
That's not right, my lord.
I'm not asking you,
Okay.
but what is not right? Proceed.
The fact that I said I don't remember does not mean I was biased. Yeah.
Dr. the risk is for us to argue because cognitive bias is a mental element, isn't it? We can only tell it from circumstance.
Okay, okay, my lord.
So let me. Yes, my lord. Thank you.
Thank you, Mel. Mulago, kabana furayo kumuhereza abantu bona kandi ayina ebiragiro ebikulira abantu abakora ebimu nawe ebikumukwata kandi tutegeeze nti haliyo ekikalo kyona ekikwisanaisana ngekyatugambire kandi tukugamba natusale okwekabuzaho ebyokufa okwamateeka kandi haliya rugiro hali malire ekora mulago akaba haliyo abantu bandi abakumusingaho kikumanyisa nti akaba tali omuntu wena akumwingana yabaire atugambire enyumaho kandi emyaka y'enyumaho ekukanka musanju akakoraho miraro lya Kiryandongo eri riri ha luguudo lwa Gulu kumara emyaka nka musanju kandi hano akaba nakora nka akukebera emitumbi amazima gali nti akakora ebihandiiko bingi muno ebyamateeka gaze nigakozesa kusaara abantu emisango batyo kandi ebihandiiko bino bikaba biina ensobi nyingi muno bateeka okusaalirwa nti bukaba kuhandiiko ekyagalwirwe okuterekezebwa bo bamaze okukyetegereza nti bakaba mu nsobi nyingi ekitabarungi amazire kuba n'abakulira ebiragiro biri bingi muno ebikwasisa engeso ali abadakitaali kandi tayo kiragiro kindi wekyakumanya ekikwawukana hali ebyo kandi akaba yatakukimanya nti okufa kwona okuba kutegeerezebwe kubakwina okwegurizibwaho omunsi y'ekyejo ya Uganda kyetegerezibwe nti buli okufa kubaho okutegeerezebwe mazimako kubakwina kuserulizibwaho kurugira hali eiteeka ery'okwekaguza eryalabyeho omwaka gwa 2036 kandi obukyakora nakati baitu kandi bo mu nkora yaabo etteeka lino ligenze lisiimuurwaho lisasulwaho amateeka agandi gali agayize baitu gatenaali gahandiikirwe okukebera kw'emitumbi kuba okwetegereza ekisira omuntu omulingo gwafiiremu nebibaireho omuntu nafa byona bino biri hansi y'ekiragiro ekyokwekaguzaho ekya omwaka 1936 kandi talina kintu kyona ekyakumanya ekikwawukana hali ekyo bonka badakitaali balina nabo ebiragiro okuyaho bwe tali hansi y'amateeka g'eihanga gonka baitu ali hansi muno y'ebiragiro ebikulira badakitaali kandi n'abadakitaali bana babiri bebikani basawo Daktari Mutumba na mugenzi we nabo bali hansi y'ebyo ebiragiro kandi ekiragiro kindi kyona ekisobola kujwamu ekisobola ekikulagira ronda ekikwoleka omulingo betegereza omutumbi gw'omuntu kandi we aketegereza kira muno tugambire nti atarole omutumbi guno baitu byona byakozere akajja nayetegereza ebiwandiiko ebyali bimuhairwe kandi hamu ebisisani kandi kiri kyenkizo muno muhanga omurundi omukore abadaktari okuba musobola kutunga ekitekerezo ekindi kakusangwa kiba kyetagisize andi akimanyire nti haliyo ekintu nk'okuzikura abafu kakusangwa kiba kyetagisize batuwe obwakaba nakolera ebiwandiiko bye kiteetagise nokubakubaire nti tekerezebwa nti kakuba yakirozere nikyetagisa bakubaire bagwireyo omutumbi gwa Henry nasobola kweho byona ebya gurupu byakaba nagurupya kandi okuruga mu byona ebyasomere mu byona ebyahaire ebyosoma byona ebyahaire akaba tali mu byona ekyakusobola kuba nagurupya akuba akaba ayina ebihandiiko bingi muno ebikujurajurana obusanduko nka bubiri ebya Kaina na Saheli so byasomere kulabamu kulora kwetegereza yarora nti ikijja kwetagisa kulora omutumbi kandi nti Kaina hali ya Rosel rundi ali yasomere bagamba nti akabaho ebisosogoro bibiri ebyamasasi kandi nekigambira nti magazine kabata ijwene bura amasasi agamu nakebyo kitamuzokere nkekyenkizo aluli muguga akaba nakola okuba gwe kali wetakula ku byokulwanisa ebyo by'abantu bandi nabo ababa akatebe akakaguliriza enfa y'omuntu amazima gali nti byona ebitwolekezeibwe ekyokulwanisa ekya Kristo n'amasasi ebiri mu bisisani ebyakozere byona biri bintu ebyakozesa omukusomesa baitu busawo nekimu ebyali yakwatira we gwenyini takakwataga mundu kandi takakwataga isasi kandi aketegereza obwomezi omugenzi ono okwanira olubata okuruga hali abantu abandi bandi baitu atafeyo muno okumanya nti kuruga lundi hali omuntu lundi daktari we aikaire namujanjaba kumanya obwomezi bwe bwenyini nk'okuguli ekyatugambire munakyo kaba kitakwetagisa okuba akaba asomere kandi agambire abantu baingi so abo bakaba ebihandiko byakasomere bikaba nebimumara kwihamu akaba nagonza akimanyire nti alina kuba mwesimbu atakwesigira saidi emu nendi baitu kandi niko abaire mu byona waize nakolesa ekyandiko kye ekyokuba nti akaikala n'abaza n'omu kale abanyamateeka bali saidi eno entonganirizi yonyegerwa tikiri kikulu muno kandi tikirina n'omulingo kyamugindwire nkora nti na saidi emu eyakugweraho
Doctor, you told this court you accept that you are bound by the duty to apply only reliable principles, and that what this means is that your opinions must be a product of reliable and scientifically accepted methods and principles.
That's right.
In all your 3 reports, do you disclose any specific scientific methods that you applied in this review?
Yes.
tested, reliable, and definitive.
Yes, definitely.
Which ones do you reveal? Take this code to the page.
My Lord, I'll go to the summary of my report here.
The summary is born out of the main report, right?
That's right, my Lord.
What's the main report? Let's begin with the main report. Do you indicate any before you go to the PowerPoint?
Yes, I did.
Where? Which page in the main report?
My Lord, on page 6.
What principles did you indicate?
Yes, the principles of gun or firearm injuries is what I detailed on page 6, page 7, page 8, page 9. These are scientific principles, my Lord. Scientific principles upon which I made my conclusions.
Doctor, now let's go to the conclusion. What were you made conclusions in your PowerPoint? What scientific principles did you consider to arrive at the conclusion that the disease was paranoid?
My Lord,
Did you indicate it? Or it was your personal opinion?
it was not my personal opinion.
What principle did you apply?
The interviews given by the 3 witnesses. My Lord,
Interviews, let's write that.
yes, the statements that the 3 witnesses gave. My Lord, in medicine, our first information is information given to us either by the sick person or people who have been with the sick person. That is science, my Lord.
I'm already done with those statements, so I want to go back.
Oh.
The court already has enough there. You are supposed to state the facts and assumptions. Doctor, in this report, what did you state as facts and what did you state as assumptions? Did you distinguish those two in your report so that a reader of your report will know what is a fact and what is an assumption? Is it clear in your report?
My Lord, I hardly had any assumptions.
You had no assumptions.
I hardly had any assumptions.
So
That's just a matter of interpretation.
Everything in your reports are facts. Correct?
I have mainly dealt with facts here, my Lord,
Okay.
and opinions, actually. There are facts and opinions.
Go to your PowerPoint where you state that the deceased was known to be right-handed.
That's right.
You see that?
That's right.
What was the basis for that conclusion?
My Lord, there is a police statement.
Both the 3 police statements are here.
No, not those 3.
These are the ones you brought to this court.
No.
Is it not clear that you considered only 3 relevant?
The witness said I reviewed all police statements, but
All-
the three,
all
he
police
brought
statements.
them for purposes of paranoia. He brought them to support his conclusion that the man suffered from paranoia.
Fair enough, my lord.
Yes.
Fair enough, my lord. Do you indicate which policy statement you derived this conclusion? In
my report
both
here,
in
I
your
did it.
main report and in the PowerPoint. Is that information revealed?
It is not revealed,
It is not revealed. Now, this
but it
We
is
are
there.
talking about the information that the deceased
Was
was
right-handed.
Right-handed, yes.
Good.
So the contention is that he don't reveal where he got that information.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, doctor,
Yes.
at this moment in time, this court is availing you the opportunity. Demonstrate, my lord. Which statement is that from where you got that fact? You have your 2 box files,
Yeah. Yes.
you are at liberty, pull out that statement that you reviewed and got that information.
That's right, my lord. I have them.
Please.
Yeah.
Proceed.
Yeah. Okay. My lord, it may take me a few minutes.
Yes.
No, it's
please,
okay,
please.
doctor. No, as the interpret. Well, I thought you have your files.
Yeah, yeah.
Put here. Doctor, you can even use here. Use here, there's more space. Okay. If you need. You know, yet you are always, even if somebody is being kind, you are always,
We don't know
you are always
kind.
rude.
Leave the witness. Why are you being kind?
Yeah.
After 2 years,
Mr. Tumwebas, you don't know Mr. Mwaganya to be kind.
not at all until now.
How I have.
His kindness is suspect.
Be fine. Yes, you can do it. Doctor.
Daktari atugambire mu bintu byonna by'akola atumanyiremu nti buli eby'akola kirina kuba nikiruga mu bintu ebikwikirizibwa kandi ebigumizibwe. Alupapula namba 6 olw'etandiko k'ekyakozere akayirudukya mu bwijwire amateeka olundi emikolo ya masasi
Can we request counsel to take this, my lord?
kandi hano niho yarugire okukola enkyamu yacwiremu nokuhika ekyamu nti omugenzi ono akaba atali kurungi nakyo kikarugira hali ebihandiiko 3 ebyasomere okuruga hali abantu 3 habwokuba mu nkola y'okujanjabwa amahuliro ebitonde ebikwata hamuntu biheebwa omuntu wenyine omulwaire olundi abantu abandi abaikaire nabo kale atabenda kugulukya kwona mu tandiko ekyakozere okwiyaho akaba nakozerera amazima nahali ebiteekerezo ebyabantu ebyatungire kandi tumanyirwe ngu omugenzi akaba ali muntu akozesa omukono ogw'obulyo baitu tetukozere hali yakihandikire kyokka nikyo tukuseera akwire buno bwenyini tusobole kugumya nti kwo akakiroraho alina hali yakirozere okujja bikiri kukicwamu rundi kwetegereza nti omugenzi akaba nakozesa omukono gwe ogw'obulyo.
You gave it without showing it. Those are his files. Let him find it. He doesn't find your answer for him. For you, you made that thing. You know where I'm supposed to.
Yes, my lord. I've got it here.
Whose statement is it?
Ah, my lord.
Use the microphone.
My lord.
Whose statement is it?
AIP Opolot John Paul. AIP Opolot John Paul.
Doctor, did you indicate that witness as the source of this finding?
My lord, I did not indicate it here.
Do you know AIP Opolot John Paul?
I do not know him.
Personally?
No, I don't know him personally.
Did you interview him before confirming this, your opinion?
I didn't interview him, my lord.
But you nonetheless believed him and included it as a confirmed scientific opinion in your report.
Yes, my lord.
Put it aside. Now, you are under duty, as you confirm, to consider exculpatory evidence or facts, right? Did you indicate any single material facts capable of providing an alternative theory to your conclusions? Did you or you did not?
I did consider it. The others were so remote that they were not worth putting here.
Consider any alternative.
Yes, any alternative opinion,
Yes.
any alternative conclusion,
Yes.
whether this was homicide or suicide. Suicide was to be so high. Homicide was so remote.
Doctor, did you indicate even a single remote alternative theory?
Yes, I did.
And
Yes, I did.
where did you indicate?
Are we done with this?
Almost done,
Okay.
but you can close. Mr. Can be anything you as we say on both sides.
Okay. My Lord, I was alive to other possibilities. But in my conclusion here,
I want you to take court to where you included the alternative theories, so that court can be sure that you were alive then.
my Lord, the conclusion, just the one before, literature on IPV,
Slide is it? 49.
go to the conclusions. Conclusions. Yes. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yes, there. My Lord, there is what I said. The possibility that this case is a homicide, I had homicide in my head, is extremely slim, my Lord, and highly unlikely. The postmortem forensic evidence in this case points, I did not say concludes, I did not say points to suicide unless proven otherwise.
So, doctor, let this court understand you. Is your position that you had no doubt in your mind whatsoever that this was a suicide? Or your position is that evidence only points to suicide and there is a remote possibility of homicide? Which of those two is your evidence in this court?
Both, my Lord.
But it can't be both, doctor. It can't be both, my lord.
What are the options?
Yeah.
Mr. Mwaganya.
Yes.
Eh.
Options I am lost. That
You know, in his evidence, my lord, all through, he has been using the word, I have no doubt in my mind. I have no doubt in my mind that this was a suicide. And now, in the conclusion, he has just said, I did not say it is a suicide. I just said it points, evidence points to suicide. So we want him to be clear now, under oath.
Yes.
Is it his evidence that you found conclusive evidence of suicide?
My Lord.
Or
Okay.
that the evidence you found points to suicide with the possibility of homicide? Which of those two can this court take?
My Lord, I think my conclusions here, to me, I have put them clearly. That the post-mortem forensic evidence in this case points to suicide unless proven otherwise.
So now, my Lord, this is where I want the witness to be helpful to this court. What is that evidence in the post-mortem report as is that points to suicide?
Could we go back to the other slides? So that it's because it's there.
That slide is not a post-mortem report.
No. What I'm saying, that conclusion, I have put it.
Doctor, I am asking about post-mortem report. What is that evidence in the post-mortem report
Okay.
that irresistibly points to suicide?
Yes.
Objection, my lord. The witness, who is an expert witness with the report before court, says, let me refresh my memory with my report. And you can say, no, you testify off your.
No, he asked.
My Lord, I'm asking about post-mortem.
About the post-mortem forensic evidence.
And I have no
Because
problem.
the witness pointed at it.
Yes, I have no problem with the post-mortem being given.
The post-mortem forensic.
I think that's what we are reading.
Yes, someone just Mr. Tumuevas,
Yes, ma'am.
the court says that the post-mortem forensic evidence in this case points to suicide, unless proven otherwise. So the prosecution asks, in the post-mortem report, what exactly points to suicide?
Yes.
So the witness is required to answer from the post-mortem report.
Yes. And my lord, the witness can say that answer is contained at some
But
point
you
of my
but you have the post-mortem report.
Remember that answer was analyzed with the post-mortem report, my lord.
Mr. Tumuevas, let's
Please take court to the evidence in that post-mortem report, which.
Yes, my Lord. I can take you to point to that. On page 1 of the post-mortem report, the deceased was recorded to be a male. We know from the various studies that males are more common to commit suicide than females using a gun. So it's almost invariable that males commit suicide by shooting themselves. So the first factor here is the male. The second factor, my Lord, are the injuries. The injuries were to the head in the post-mortem report. Injuries were to the head. Again, in the post-mortem, as I said, the head is an elective site. According to this post-mortem report, the entry wound was on the left But I totally disagree that the forensic evidence,
You are still taking go to the evidence of
yes,
suicide.
yes, that is it. That the entry wound was on the right, that lacerated ear, and came out through the left.
Is that in the post-mortem report?
No, what I am saying is that I don't agree with these aspects of the
No.
postmortem report.
Doctor, you are required to demonstrate to court where in the post-mortem report the conclusion of suicide is. Don't tell us about your arguments. We listen
No.
to them.
This is an erroneous report. So how does it point to suicide when it is erroneous?
So, in other words, if the post-mortem report does not contain evidence of suicide. Is that what we understand you to mean?
Yeah, that
Yes,
it is
or no?
erroneous. It is erroneous and therefore does not have that evidence.
So, post-mortem report, my Lord, let's be clear. So, Dr. Nzuo, so your last conclusion is that the post-mortem report is erroneous and
That's right.
therefore does not contain evidence of suicide.
That's right.
So it cannot therefore be true, my Lord. Please, Mr. Nzuo, that conclusion that the post-mortem forensic evidence in this case points to suicide. It is not there. That statement is incorrect.
No, my lord. My statement there is the post-mortem forensic evidence in this case. It does not say the post-mortem forensic report in this case. Those are different, my lord. My conclusion there, my lord, emphasis.
I think you have answered. Now you say it. It is your confirmed position that you are under professional duty in making a report of that nature, this review, to state that honest limitations of your conclusions. Did you state any single limitations to any of the several conclusions that you made in this report? Did you or you did not?
I did.
What limitations did you state and what?
My lord, the limitation I stated was
Take out where it is. When I say which one, I expect you to be opening where it is. I expect you to go in the main report, from which you say you generated the PowerPoint. Although the two are not one and the same. But let's go to the main report. What limitations did you state?
Exit and entry wounds on the skull are determined by the beveling effect of the bullet on the skull.
Which bulletin is that, Mr.?
The third one, on page 8.
No, page 8. The third one is page 8.
Page 8, yeah.
Starting from up is, the third one is in addition.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Got it.
The limitation here
Mhm.
was that beveling was not observed at post-mortem, and I had no opportunity of observing it. That is the limitation in this post-mortem.
What is the effect of this limitation on your professional finding?
Its effect in comparison with the other evidence does not engage the others.
In other words, my lord, the absence of the beverage effect per se does not prevent a professional from determining entry and exit.
That's right.
Thank you.
Ikihandiko ekyakozere omukonyizi wa poliisi omukulu Poloti John Paul ebintu ebizere bigambawo haiguru atabiteekemu alewe omuntu tamumanyire kandi atabaze naawe atamukaguzeho ekintu kyona okusobola okugumya ebyakaba ebyaba yatungire ebyakaba nakozesa okuwandiika ekihandiiko kye kandi talina ebintu bindi byona ebitegeezo bindi ebyasigikiireho okwika kusalamu kuno habwokuba bikaba biri rundi bya hansi muno olundi bihinguraine muno wekuba nabyesigamaho omuheereza ekyakaba naseera ekihandiiko kino ekiheebwa omuntu afiire kikikwoleka kino obukwoleka nti omugenzi akeita okwiyaho buli kukiraba kizoirwa mulingo gundi kandi ebimu hali bikoleka nti akunirwa kuba yeisire nikyo kimu nti mu kihandiiko kino ahandikirwe nk'omusaija kandi kimanyirwe nti abasaija bamanyirwe muno okuba nibeita kandi ekintu kyakabiri nti ebikuta bikaba kamutwe nakyo kikoleka nti kyangu muno omnyorwa kenre kuba yayeisire ripooti eno yebizibuzibu kandi teina bujulizi obukwoleka ngu mazimako akeita omugenzi ono eina ebintu ebizire nibigikugira we ebyarozere kandi ebyahandikireho mu kihandiiko kye okugeza nga hali esasi lyatahiire nahali lyaturukiire nahali lyasiisire omu magufa ga kahangara baitu kandi ataheebwe mugisa okusobera okukyetegereza kurungi kandi nekintu ekindi kandi kino tikikulemesa omuntu weena omutendeke okwetegereza hali ekiisi kyatahiire rundi nahali kyaturukiire.
Doctor, I want you to go to. I'm sorry, there's something I want to finish the report, the main report. want to take you to that report. The first exhibit, what? 28. Can you go to page 7? At page 7 you state that the thumbprints of a person who last held the gun must be evident on the butt or grip of a pistol.
That's right.
By use of the word must, you mean in all cases. Is that what you intend to mean in this regard?
Unless you have on a glove, my lord.
Dr. Osboa, is it transpire in your knowledge that the butt or grip of a pistol is not just rough but uneven, intentionally made so for purposes of grip or handle? Is that a fact in your knowledge?
I know it's not, I mean, not a ballistic, a firearm expert.
So you are not aware that the butt or grip of a pistol is rough and uneven?
I don't know that, my lord.
Dr. Osboa, have you ever handled a pistol? You as a person?
No, my lord, I've never heard of that.
And I believe you have actually never used it.
No, my lord, I've never used it.
Yeah. I do tell.
Ah,
So, now I'm putting it to you as a person. That the pistol in the issue, in this case, its butt is rough and uneven. Now, with that fact, will you still sustain your finding that the palm print must always be there? The palm print for the last user must always be there, in light of the fact that the pistol in this case, that its butt is rough and uneven.
my lord, a ballistic expert would probably answer that. I'm not an expert in that area. I don't want to venture there.
So since you lack no knowledge, since you lack knowledge about the status of butts or grips of pistols, your conclusion has no finding, has no basis.
That one I will concede,
That
my
you
lord.
concede. Thank you for the first time you have conceded. I know that you must be a very lucky person this afternoon. Mr. Osboa, what are you conceding? That your conclusion on page 7 to the effect that palm prints of a person who last handled the gun must be evident on the butt or grip of the pistol.
Yes, that is
That you graciously concede.
I said evidence must be evident.
So you concede that that finding is incorrect.
That I said they need to be qualified by the experts in that area.
Now this court is only interested in you. What are you conceding?
This one I cannot answer. I cannot swear.
So you concede that it is incorrect.
It's a gray area to me. Yeah, it's a gray area to me.
So actually, why I'm labeling is to confirm this court that your report that you hold in your hand has a lot of conclusions on gray areas that are outside your expertise. And that is the first. We are going to the second.
Okay.
Your concession said to be all 1 hour. Jump the whole page. Do you know anything about DNA profiling?
Basic knowledge, my lord.
Yes.
Basic knowledge.
So you are not in position to even tell this court whether, if faced with a scenario of a pistol bat or grip, it is best to lift fingerprint or it is best to take a DNA swab. That you don't know.
No, my lord.
I already we are dealing with the first bulletin on page 7. Now I'm going to the second bulletin on page 7. Please read it to court. What did you indicate in your report?
The fingerprint of the person who pulled the trigger of the pistol must also remain on the trigger in normal circumstances.
Do you also want to concede to your lack of knowledge on this particular conclusion? It's closely related to the first one. Dr. Zua, do you possess knowledge sufficient to arrive at this conclusion?
My lord, common sense.
Now, I will come to common sense and I will rephrase my question. Do you possess the technical knowledge to arrive at this conclusion?
No, I don't. I don't have the technical knowledge.
Okay. So that is the second area of concession here. Prove that your report has a lot of guesswork.
That's not right, my lord.
Rather, baseless conclusions
That's not right, my lord.
of this particular weapon is capable of sustaining a proper fingerprint.
Since I don't know that pistol, my lord, I can't say I know.
Dr. Nkua, now don't you see that your report is full of things you cannot prove?
That's not right, my lord.
Okay, let's go to a third one. Let's go to a third one. Interpret.
ky'omuntu ayasembereyo abasembereyo okwateeka okulwanisa kinakusigala hali bakwata kinakusigala hali piso bagikwata oba bani bagikozesa okwiyaho buli omuntu abaire akozeseize akwatisize ekintu ekindi baitu kandi olundi nkakabeera baitu kandi wenka omuntu tamanyire kandi takwetegereza tamanyire nti hali bakwata ate okulanyisa kino haba hataterekereire kandi ngu omuntu agikwasire abatakusobola kugikwata kurungi kandi kino ekyokulanyisa kenyini ekitukubazaho mu nsonga eno enkola yakyo nikwo eri baitu ekyatamanyire habwokuba takora mu bintu ebikwatika rundi ebikubwatuka kandi aikirize nti ekyamuye hali ekyokulwanyisa kino tekuruga hali ekintu ekyakutegereza kurungi baitu akaba nakyamu nkuku ya rosary ngokuweka omuntu okwakurora taina butendeke hali obuhangwa bw'omuntu kandi tasobola kutugambira mulingo kikolebwa. Alupapula namba 7 olwekyandiiko kye agambire nti engalo z'omesiza baitu ezitwetaisiza mu mulingo ogwa buli kiro baitu kandi nabo nkyetegereize talina magezi genyini ag'abantu abakola mu byokulwanisa baitu kandi kyamanyire mbu akakiiko kano kikali kataito omunyaku ekinguraine kuba nti tukakusobola kusigaza engalo z'omuntu abasembereyo okukwataho rundi abataisize eisasi eryo wenka omuntu takabaga kandi takakwataga hali ekyokulwanisa kino kandi tamanyire kikora.
Doctor, if you go to your findings on bulletin 3 of page 7, and this is actually your area of expertise. This one you can confirm. Please confirm to this court that if a person fires a pistol, gunshot residue will be deposited and can be recovered from there.
That's right, my lord.
In fact, in your area of expertise, one of the yardsticks you use to tell who shot is presence of gunshot residue.
That's right, my lord.
On the hands, I mean, the hands.
That's right, my lord.
You are our friend, you're tired. Please tell court. I'm considering the fact that you're a senior person. If you're tired, you can tell us. There's always another day. Can we still go on?
Yeah, we can go on.
Now, Doctor, you mentioned some of the key characteristics for entry wounds in your report. For avoidance of doubt, I want you to confirm that the following are some of the key characteristics for determination of entry wounds. The first is an abrasion ring or collar. Yes. Abrasion. Abrasion is called it ring, but I think you are British, so you are also correct. My lord, we go by Mr. Goa's term. Ring, abrasion ring. Abrasion. Or collar of abrasion. The other is presence of an inverted edge at the entry point.
Make it clear.
Inverted edge. Inverted edge,
Yes. Going inside.
means that the skin is
Inside. That's right.
goes with the bullet inside, and you can visibly see it in most cases. You can see that print, that footprint of the skin going inside. That's what it means.
My lord.
Skin going inside. Is abrasion ring, does it mean skin moving inwards?
My lord.
Does it mean so or not?
The skin is elastic. Our skin is elastic.
Don't worry, I will now come to the details. Does,
So the
is,
first
We're not
one,
directly
the
looking at
first
the
one is
answer.
the abrasion ring.
yes, the second
Or collar
is
of abrasion.
That's right.
the
Inverted,
edges.
Yes, the edges go inside.
Inside.
that
Thank
is
you.
the second
The
one.
second
Yes.
one. Thank you, Mr. Ntoko. The third is a grease collar with
As in Greece.
Yes, Greece.
grease, G-R-E-A-S-E, collar, which is also called the bullet wipe.
That's right.
Wipe, yes,
Yes.
wipe. Like
Yeah,
wipe.
that's
The fourth that is considered is the size. Size in a sense that the entry is always smaller in dimension. Not always. The first one is that exit wounds are generally irregular in shape and larger in size.
general.
Yes, generally. Correct?
That's right.
The second is the opposite of inverted. Everted edges.
That's right.
I wrote everted, E-V-E-R-T. The third one that the rest I will traverse them later, I think. No. It is this thing you call bone beveling.
When you're talking about. Okay.
Is that
Yeah, the start. Right.
bone beveling?
Right.
And then the other common one is bleeding. The exit wound tends to bleed more than the entry wound.
That's not true.
That one is not.
That's not.
Okay, so which one bleeds more? The where it enters or where it exits?
It depends on the underlying tissue.
Depends. Okay. Then Now we are going to, I'm going to give you this one. Okay, yes. So I want you to look at picture B. Picture B and picture A. Go to A, please. Go to A. Okay, we are going to use that B. Okay, that particular B, and then you go to A. Doctor, do you look at that B?
Yes.
Yes, the most clear, and A. I am beginning with size. Which of those two, by visual examination, is larger than the other, A or B?
B is larger.
I require no explanations. Just the report, is it A or B? So B is larger. Okay. Thank you. Now you go to the other A, which is clearer. Remember the A? Can you expand it? Is it that one? Expand it a little bit. Doctor?
Yes.
There's another A which is more clear. Can we traverse another? The one I say that we use that. It is even there it is A. Even there. A. Okay. With your visual examination, do you see the flesh entering inwards? Which direction did the flesh go?
I think this is what we do.
We'll use yours on the screen. Let's use what? The port.
Yeah. Here,
Which direction is the flesh
my lord,
going out? Is it inwards or outwards?
it is not clear.
It's not clear whether the flesh is going inwards or outwards.
But
Please, we are going to go through all of the A's in that report. Okay, go to the first one, sir. The one where there is a tape measure. And doctor, if you can't see properly from there, you can even come where we are here. No, the first one where there is the other tape measure. No? That one. Expand that one. But even there is enough. But you can use the other people also. But even that is enough. Doctor, are you in position to see that screen properly?
yes, my lord.
Okay. The skin, you can observe the skin and teleport whether that skin moved inwards or outwards.
My lord, apparently it is inwards.
Okay. So on which side of the head is is that wound?
That's on the left side.
On the left side. So following our yardstick, even my judge in the village would tell you that that is an inverted, that is the wound which has an inverted edge or inverted edges. In other words, moving inwards. Correct?
Can I guide the foot?
Correct or not?
I need to guide the foot.
Now you will first respond to my question, then we shall take your guidance.
Okay.
Any ordinary observer, one need not be a doctor, would look at that photo and conclude that it is the one with inverted edges, the one which moved inwards. Correct?
That's right.
For A, on which side was on what side of the body? And stay in page 7. Of your report, sir.
Ane kitegende nti kakusanga omuntu aba arasire asigarwaho eiju kandi nitusobora kuba niriro rwaro nitusobora kuba nitungibwa ha mukono gwe. Nikyo kintu kimu hari ebintu ebibakozesa okumanya oha arasire. Daktari atugambire ebintu bingi bingi ebyoleka hali ekisitahire gamba nka abaho nka omulingo gw'empeta omubiri kandi omubiri gutaha omunda kandi habaho kandi na hali ekisitahire runo isasi hakira kuba hali hataito hali isasi liturukira haba kukira muno haba hataina atakwetegerezebwa kandi hali hagazi okusinga hali itahire kandi omubiri guba guturukire aheru kandi habaho n'amagufa rundi egufa lyegemere kandi okujwa kw'omusaayi baitu kino kisigikira mu mulingo omubiri gw'omuntu guli. Ebisani ebiturozere ekisani ekimu kikwoleka ekihoya ekiri kigaziho okusinga ekindi kandi ekimu kibaire kitakwetegerezebwa okuzikira weko kwabaire narora baitu hariho ekimu ekyategereze kiina omubiri ogutahire omunda kandi kino kiri ha mukono ogwa obumoso ha mutwe gw'omugenzi kandi kigambibwa nti ekihoya ekikooto kiri ha mukono ogw'obulyo.
Doctor, you said, I think in the second last bulletin on page 7 of your report. Please read it to court, if you may. second last bullet, my lord.
My lord, the features of near or close contact gunshot injuries are burns to the skin due to the flame, soot deposition, and tattooing. Features of near or close contact gunshot injuries are burns to the skin due to the flame, soot deposition, and tattooing. Tattooing. Burn and burn out. Make it their mark.
The next bulletin.
When the gunshot injury wound has only tattooing, this is an intermediate gunshot injury. When the gunshot injury wound has only tattooing, then this is an intermediate gunshot injury.
I just want you to tell about what you mean by intermediate gunshot injury.
Intermediate is a range of about 50 centimeters.
The one you demonstrated the other day.
Exactly.
Go to the first bulletin on page 8.
A distant gunshot wound will only have the bullet entry wound and will not have other features such as soot deposition or tattooing.
So, doctor, from your conclusions, beginning with the last bulletin on page 7, where I have an entry wound without the burning of the skin or soot deposition, but with only tattooing, deposition or tattooing, deposition or tattooing. That is scientific proof that the shooter, that it is a distant gunshot wound.
Yeah, that's right.
And doctor, in this case, when I said a shooter, I believe you understand me to mean the distance between the body and the muzzle of the gun.
That's right.
My lord, if that can be clear. You said intermediate is about 50 centimeters out.
That's right.
What about distant?
Distant. My lord, I do not know because the book was
You have no reason to. Just tell us what you professionally know. Can you put the distance to it or not?
Yes, you can put a distance.
Okay, how far do you regard as distance?
My name is not
Yeah, you can. If you have any documents, just refresh. you seen it?
Yeah,
Yes. How far? Is distant?
more than 2%.
More. Doctor, it is a fact. Is it not that presence of soot or flames or tattooing depends on several variables related to not just a firearm, but ammunition, distance, as you have already confirmed, and intervening materials like a clothing.
Yeah, that's good.
They may also depend on the condition of the target surface. For example, presence of hair on the point of target. Correct?
That's right.
You would not therefore expect to find evidence of flames if the shot was to the head which had hair.
My lord, actually hair burns. That burning is very evident.
So in this case, doctor, on where there is hair, on what substance would the flame be found? Is it on the hair or on the skin?
That depends on the closeness of the shot. It could be both.
Under what circumstances would it be on the hair
Only if somebody
and
has
not the skin?
a thick hair, very thick hair.
I don't believe you have understood the question.
I thought I did.
Let me repeat. I will ask you about the type of hair.
Okay?
I am asking where the head has hair.
Yes.
Where will you find the flames? Is it on the hair or on the skin? You said it depends. It might be on both.
That's right.
Under what circumstances will it be only on hair and not the skin? You have already told us the three scenarios.
Yeah. My lord, it would be only on the hair if the hair is as thick as this one. It would be on both if the hair is like that of this castle.
Use the one of Jet. You couldn't
It would be on both if it was like the castle.
Doctor, if the bullet passed through. Okay, this your conclusion. That, my lord, his position. That's why I wanted him. That's why I wanted him to use jetties.
So what I've recorded is if someone had really big hair, the belt would be on the hair. If the hair was not thick, it would be on the skin. That's what I've not used as you said for my jet.
Doctor, you are the expert now before court. That clarity on thickness of hair, is it something that you have proven through practical demonstration, or you have simply read it somewhere?
Common sense, man. Common sense.
So I'm correct to say that that comparison of too much hair or small hair has no scientific. Forget about that picture, but don't answer, and you can remove. It is irritating me. It might also be prompting his answers. You can just minimize we are coming down. Doctor, I would be correct to say that what you just told the court about the amount of hair and the effect, you just think about it from common sense, but you are not in position to point to any scientific confirmatory study of fact that would be the position.
My Lord, I did look at scientific studies of how far the flame would affect the hair and the skin.
You did or you did not?
I did not.
You did not. So you just based on common sense.
An experience.
You have no practical experience in gun use. So on this subject, I don't think it's experience. To be fair, to this court.
My Lord, I've examined many bodies.
But you only remember two, the head. In your entire career. This one and the one of body.
My Lord,
Now you are remembering others.
that's not right, my Lord. Many of the cases we do not come to court.
Let's first follow your common sense. If a bullet goes through an intervening object like a piece of cloth, you would not expect to find tooth, tattooing, or the other characteristics that you mentioned on the skin, correct?
That's right.
Now I'm first going to follow what you believe. Somewhere in your report, you opined that the bullet went through the right ear, passed through the mosquito net, and hit the ceiling. Does my memory serve me right?
That was not an opinion. That was based on crime scene.
No. I just want to.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Did you believe in that theory?
Of course I did.
You did. So that would mean that, okay, did that theory affect your finding in your report? Not theory, but possibility.
That informed.
That informed.
That informed.
First, tell you that you won't find any theory in that terms in the crime scene report. But if you found it, doctor, then would you have any professional basis to discredit your colleagues in the manner that you did, that they arrived at a finding of entry wound without these characteristics?
I definitely stand by what I said. To the best of my knowledge, I know the deceased head was not closed, the deceased head was not covered. So my colleagues stated they didn't see any tattooing and suit deposition and burning. So how they call them?
Please put back the Doctor, as we get to the photo, you say the head was not covered. Are you referring to being covered at the time of the shooting? Do we understand you to mean that?
What I'm saying,
Are you making reference to the time of shooting?
I'm making reference to the time of the postmortem.
Okay, not shooting.
The time of the postmortem.
But all of these characteristics can only be deposited at the point of shooting, not
That's right.
postmortem.
That's right.
So do you know the status of did you establish the status of the deceased at the time that deceased is head at the time of shooting?
No, I didn't.
Do you recognize that the wound on the left, the hair is shaved?
That's right, my lord.
Does shaving the hair in the manner that is seen in the photo capable of erasing the characteristics in vision? Is it a possibility?
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Dr. Nzigoa, soot can also be washed away either by blood or water.
That's right.
In the report that you considered, there was evidence that the body was washed before the intervention of police by some people. Did you consider the possibility of those characteristics having been washed away in that exercise?
I was alive to such a thing, but you do not wash away burning. You do not wash away the burning effect of the flame. You do not wash away tattooing.
What can be washed away?
Soot.
Soot. And we have already said if there is no soot.
My lord, we need to
Okay, please.
we do not wash away burning, we do not wash away.
Tattooing.
Yes, we do not wash away.
Great. So, you want to agree with my theory that if the entry wound is on the left and there was no tattooing, this must have been either an intermediate or distant shot.
I don't agree with you.
I've used the word if. I'm careful, my lord. I've used the word if. If the entry wound is on that left, and there was not a two-wing, there was no two-wing and what? Then it could only have been an intermediate or distant shot.
The possibility was alive.
That- Doctor, if it is the bishop, as it is in this case, would you sustain the theory of suicide if the shot is intermediate or distant?
Oh, if it was intermediate
Or distant.
it would not have been suicide.
It would not have been suicide. Thank you. I believe, my lord, if they close it there, we shall be safe. Then
nokusigalira bwoleka nti ekiboyi ekiri hamubiri kireterezebweho ekintu ekibaire haihi baitu akusangwa aba akatalo okokebwa ku mubiri kimanyisa nti arasire abaire haraharaho kandi kakuba haba asigaireho emanyikirizo yonka kimanyisa nti arasire abaire ari hara muno abaire haraharaho kandi kakuba haba ataloho sigalira kwona kimanyisa nti arasire hara muno okubaho obusigalire olundi okukebwa omubiri biba nibyoleka bisobora kuleterezebwaho bireetezebwaho emundu yonka baitu nebintu ebindi ebiba byetoreireho okugamba engoye kandi nsobola nabwo okusigikira kali ebintu ebindi gamba eisoke eriri hamuntu baitu tikiri kyangu muno okusanga okwokebwa hali omuntu ataina iso okay. Mutatenda it's okay. Obundi kisigikira ali ebintu byonna akakuba ali ebintu byonna it's okay rundi omubiri w'omuntu. Kino kiri okurugiira ali okutegeeza kwe omuntu taliwo kintu kyona ekikoleka nti nikwo kinakuba. Ekisasi erigenzere erirabira omulugoye tikirikirwa kuba lireetaho okwokebwa kwona ali omuntu arazirwe kandi ekisasi kigambibwa nti likarabamu yagenda haiguru omukamooli yagaruka hansi kandi kurugira hari bino aina obusobozi bwona okuleka nti abagenzi be abakozere batoleke amazima batakole enyini ekibaka baina kuba nibakora omuteeko omugenzi atetegereze ataba okutegeeza kwona okumanya nti omuteeko omugenzi kukaba guli kuta hali yarasire rundi hali yarasire.
Doctor, we want you to confirm that even a homicide can be near contact.
I know that is right.
I thought we are worried that the noise interrupts the transcription. That being the case, we don't seek to be that is just going to be an issue. I don't know yet it's tired. We deserve a break.
Violet, I think the judicial staff are right to begin their weekend because it's after working
It's
hours.
not weekend as such, it's judicial wellness.
Yes. Yoga.
To do yoga and exercise. That's why I know the bench may want to do it soon. So except if my colleagues are finishing in 10 minutes, but if they still have a long time, it's fine. We can break and then reconvene. Yeah. Thank you. We can take the 20th and 21st. Both days.
That's why I'm saying 19th and 22nd. Do we do 19th and 22nd?
She's just confirming the date.
My senior colleague has if we can do 28. Oh. Yes, it's a Friday. Except if our colleagues are finishing early on, but we don't know how long.